We'll dive right in. Dangerous. I mean, what was it like filming up in, Canada where it's almost universally cold?
Yeah, it was freezing. Freezing cold. Believe me, all of the smoke that was coming out of our mouth in the movie definitely wasn't special effects. Very real out there. Yeah, it was freezing.
Was it? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Crazy thing is, my last night of filming, because the part of Canada that we shot the movie in was in the middle of kind of nowhere, and probably about 4.5, maybe 5 hours to drive from where we were to get to Vancouver. So after I wrapped at like 3 a.m. in the morning, I drove myself through a blizzard and got all the way to Vancouver. And the guy was like, I'm from here. I'm used to the snow. I'm used to driving these conditions. Why do you want to drive yourself? And I said, because if I die, then you won't be the one to kill me. I'd rather just do it to myself. So I'm not going to be sitting in the passenger side. What are you doing? So yeah, it was very real to film this movie out there in Canada. But I had a great time, man. The director is great. And that was my second film with Kevin Durand. So it was cool, man.
So you were talking about, the great cast you got to work with on this movie. Was that the biggest draw for you for the project, or was it the
story? Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I've always wanted to do something with Mel Gibson. I'm a huge Uber fan. So I just remember when the press release came out, I was just looking at all of these images of everybody that was in the film, from Famke to Kevin Durand and Scott Eastwood and Mel Gibson. And there was my black face right there in a little box. And I was like, oh my God, this is pretty crazy. Moments like this, I wish I could call John Singleton and tell him, look, man, things are still happening here. Because he's the one who got me in Hollywood. So yeah, it's been cool, man, being a part of this film. I just watched it. I ended up watching it twice a couple of weeks ago, and it came together. Pretty crazy.
So what was it like filming the couple of action sequences that you got? Because I mean, normally when we see you on screen, it's typically in a car or in a brief shootout, but this, we see you, get a little further in. So what was it like getting in those action sequences?
It was cool, man. I like action, but I love acting as well, like the drama, the tension and intensity between me and Scott Eastwood, especially in that prison scene. I don't want to give it away, but yeah, I love drama. People have no idea how challenging it is to maintain humor with Fast and Furious. So always got to have my energy up. Doesn't matter what time zone we're filming in. I always got to be the humor, the life of the party. That's very challenging. Coffee, caffeine tablets, trying to keep my energy up. So it was cool to roll out of bed in my deep voice and be on the movie set and not have to do anything humorous. So I really hope people enjoy the film. It's in theaters now and on demand. Definitely want you guys to give us a shot and take the journey with us.
So you mentioned working with David for the first time on this one, and with that jail cell scene, I mean, were you a lot of the opportunity to sort of play around with your character in that scene and sort of find his own walk, or did a lot of that come from the script and from David's direction?
Yeah, I mean, the script had the nuts and bolts of what we were doing, but a lot of what you ultimately do in the movie could never be written. So once I got to the set and I seen the scene, everything about the way the set was built and the way it was lit, everything just kind of was like click, 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 and then it was just time to get busy. So me and Scott just kept going over it, trying to find those nuances and those moments. And yeah, it was pretty cool.
What would you say was then the biggest challenge for you coming into this one? Since you said, you know, humor is normally the bigger challenge, but what would you say is the biggest challenge for you on this one?
Filming in Canada, while it was freezing in October. Also missing Thanksgiving because their Thanksgiving is in a different month than ours. So it was like, damn, when I booked the movie, I got there and I was like, I didn't really even think about Thanksgiving coming up, but everybody in America was celebrating Thanksgiving and we were on set working. So that was like the biggest challenge. Otherwise, it was just, I think, you know, at this point, I'm kind of an autopilot. So once you got dialogue, once you know what the scenes and the gist of what you're doing is, you just kind of hope that you get along with your co-star and you get in there and catch a vibe and dance. And so we got it done.
Well, I'm glad you got it done. I'm glad it was a good experience otherwise, and I can't wait to spread the word about this one. So thank you, Tyrese, so much for taking the time to chat. I really do appreciate it.